Yes, guys, and welcome to another episode of Chopping It Up with Charms. I'm back again, go through the week's football fixtures, but to be honest, I'm a little bit pissed off this week. I went to the Boxing Day fixture, Chelsea versus Fulham, and just watched a live capitulation in front of myself. Just watch complacency and just a lack of want from a team that has had a lot of that want and that desire and that hunger and that fire that over the last couple of weeks. And that's what I thought would have made us in title contention. But apparently we are still miles off it. And Enzo Maresca was bang on. And we are miles off being title contenders at the minute. And I think it's the mentality that's stopping us. I think there's an overconfidence in the dressing room and overconfidence in the team about where we are in the league and the positions and the numbers and everything associated with it. It's a frustrating situation. It's a good day for it to have happened because quite a few of the big teams had dropped points, but it's not really about that. It's not about them. It's about us. And I think that we should have done better than we did. I think that, there was a moment where it was 2-0 when we scored a disallowed goal. And I think that we should have kept that momentum rolling. We looked like we had the lion's share of the ball in the beginning of the second half. Then around the 70th minute, just gave it back. Just said, screw it, we'll slap 5 at the back. We played the same 4, all shift left, and then Pedro Neto jumps in at right back, but he's getting absolutely bullied all day because, Adama, Iwobi, Bassi, very, very strong physical players. I mean, there was a point Enzo Fernandez was taking a free kick from about 30 yards, and the wall that they had built up, I was just looking at that wall thinking, how do you bag over that? That ball's got to go up and down, up, down. It's got to be a pyramid. It's got to fly up and fly down. And that's not what happened. It hit the wall. They jumped, donk, and that's what's going to happen around the pitch. I mean, you look left wing, right back, left forward. Like, you can't just be physical against a side like that. So I don't understand why we were trying to do that and slap 5 men behind the ball, because the minute that they get aggressive, they make the break through one of them, they're in on goal. And it happened 2 or 3 times in the last 20 minutes. And, 2 of them essentially led to a goal. Robert Sanchez tried his hardest to try and let them score, rolling the ball out, playing off of his feet when he knows he can't do that. Boring. I'm bored of talking about the geezer. But overall, I just think that 2-1 against Fulham as a loss is just not righteous. It's just not what we need when we're genuinely trying to win the league. Like, it's the last thing that we need. And Cole Palmer picking the ball up, making it happen, doing the magic, it's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the missus picked it up, being like, wow, this team is really, revolves around Cole Palmer, you know what I mean? And it's true, you can't deny it. I mean, he gets the ball, picks it up, he turns, skins 2 people, he shoots, he bags. It's a joke. I just think that there were moments when we could have looked wide. We could have tried to get other players involved, and we don't have to slow it down. And, it was actually the first time I met Dan on Boxing Day, and he made a really good point. Again, right, shock, about Cole Palmer. It's like his calmness, it's almost too calm. And I kind of hear it. You know what I mean? Like, I really do hear it. It feels like he's so used to being the trigger man and making things happen that, we're 5 minutes left of the game and he's got the ball and he's just kind of scanning. But it's like, you got to fucking, at least to me, as a fan, I would like to see you just try and make it happen. Just try and play a long ball. Try and switch it. Try and fling the ball. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Anything. But it just feels like that game against, was it United, when Garnacho had bagged and then Palmer scored twice. You got that penalty and then that goal off of the corner in 2 minutes, in 90 minutes. It feels like that triggered him to feel like there's always time, there's always going to be a minute where we can kind of pick the ball up and go, but there isn't, Sometimes the time runs out, and it's about analysing that and trying to make it happen rather than waiting for it to happen. Outside of that, I think the league is wrapped to some degree. I think Liverpool have got such a good stretch right now. They've got 7 points at the halfway mark gap with a game in hand. They can stretch that to 10-point gap. it's going to be very difficult for any team to really make them drop points. I mean, the way that they're playing football, the way that Mohamed Salah has been playing football this season, he's looked incredible. Like, I want to hate him. I want to hate him. You know, former Chelsea player, he was awful for us. He's just unbelievable. I mean, Ademola Lookman is not the best player in Africa at the minute because Mohamed Salah is real. You know, he's human and he exists. And we have to acknowledge the work that he puts in. He's absolutely unplayable on this day. He's absolutely unplayable, and it does my head in. Like, I look around the league and I look at, you know, the MVPs. I like the Isaacs and like these players that can make their team really different to Cole Palmer's. And the X factor that Mo Salah provides is just for Liverpool. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep saying his name like that, by the way, because it's the proper pronunciation. That's how we do things around here, yeah? But yeah, it's just what Mohamed Salah does for that Liverpool side is just one of one. He's probably their best player ever. I think that there's a fair argument for it now. I think, you know, there was a fair argument for Luis Suarez, but I think that what Salah has done in his time there over the last 5-6 seasons, I think you have to acknowledge him as the greatest player that Liverpool have ever had. I mean, we can look at the numbers, we can look at the goal contributions and the assist contributions and whatnot, but you can just look at the goals. They're absolutely fantastic at times. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's no beating him down that left wing when he's pelting at you like it's wraps. You know what I'm saying? Either side, to be fair, he's just he might be a right winger actually, but nonetheless, either side, even when he's up top, down the middle, he just makes it work. He's a danger man. Turn in on a dime and shoot. He can pass. It's frustrating how good of a football player he can be at times. But yeah, I don't want to just spend a few minutes singing his praise like I have done. My point is, I think Liverpool have got the season wrapped, and I think that the team that they've acquired and assembled and how they're playing football, it's really impressive. Honestly, it's really impressive. It really is. And if Chelsea are going to be dropping points against Fulham, you know what I'm saying, and we're the only people really left trying. I mean, who else? Nottingham Forest? We doing that? Yeah. They've taken points off of all the big teams. Fair play to them. Like, they've looked good doing it as well, but they're not going to win no bloody league, fam. They might end up in a European position, but even their biggest diehard supporters would not have even predicted them to come fourth, you know what I mean? So the fact that they're third at the halfway mark, fair play. I can imagine that they will end up in a very, very solid place by the end of the season. Nuno Espirito Santo, a manager that I've said has been underrated for a long time. Dan has said the same thing. We think the team that they've acquired is beautiful. You know, the likes of the Hudson-Odois and the Alangas, you know, these project players from other teams, they've managed to kind of take away and attract to a different project and make them the star, you know, and that has happened. It feels like that around the pitch, you know, and it's just really clever management, the way that they set up. They look super strong, they look dynamic. And the other team as well, Everton, you know, they've taken points off of Man City now. They just look so structured. They look well oiled. They look like they've always got the right amount of players at the back ready to do the right nasty work. The passing is insane in that Everton side. I mean, the synergy that they've got going on, it's beautiful. You know, it's true Premier League football. You know, it's actually good. And to say that about not only an Everton side, but an Everton side that's been coached by Sean Dyche, it's like anti-football, you know, but it's not. It's pure English football, and it's working, you know. And the fact that it's working against like a very nuanced Pep Guardiola side is very funny to me. I love it, to be honest. But they're dropping points left and right. And the final point I'll make today is what is happening at Man City. It's something that we've been speaking about regularly for a few weeks, but I'm convinced that they're done. I don't think that there's a bounce back. If there's not been a bounce back yet, and if in 13 games, I don't think there will be a bounce back. I think that this is Man City. I think this is Pep. I think that the rest of his tenure there will look like this. Maybe not as aggressive. They might pick up a few wins on the way, but I think that it's going to be win-lose, win-lose, win-lose. Finish 5th or 6th. Maybe, you know, January window they can buy and spruce it up, but I think Savinho is a great purchase. What's he done? He's got fraud checked already, hasn't he? I mean, you look at the numbers. he ain't worth the hype that people have been giving to him. Phil Foden, invisible. Jack Grealish, invisible. Erling Haaland, invisible. Guardiola, visible, just shit. Rodri, injured. I mean, are we going to do the whole, this is proof that Rodri is the best player in the world? I don't know, maybe we can. Maybe we fucking can, okay? Maybe I was wrong, okay? But maybe Rodri is the best player in the world. And maybe he goes back into that City side and they don't lose again, ever again, you know? But we need to wait until he's back. He's probably watching this from the injury room thinking that he could make a change. But I'm just enjoying myself watching the downfall. Praying, I spend the rest of my life watching this. And then hopefully it happens to United, Liverpool, Tottenham, leave Arsenal. They don't win anything anyway. But listen, God bless. Take care. Thank you. Another episode of Chopping It Up with Charms. In the vault, in the bag. Bosh. Boom! We got that one done, didn't we? Shout out to all the fans. We finally hit 2K on Christmas Day on the YouTube. Love you all. Keep sharing the links. Spam it out. Don't forget to like, sub, comment, all of that. Ice cold emoji. Come on now. I'm trying to test the man them. I love you. God bless. Take care of yourselves.